What is this expert's thoughts on intuitive eating for fat loss for women over 50? It's Alicia here from Alicia Jones Healthy Living, and since 2006, I've helped women over 50 increase their strength, lose weight, and achieve their best health through fitness and weight loss strategies. And today I'm taking a deep dive look into intuitive eating and whether it can help you lose weight or whether you should ditch it as a strategy. First, let's get clear on what I'm talking about with intuitive eating. Intuitive eating is about trusting your body to make food choices that feel good for you without judging yourself or the influence of diet culture. Basically, everything that you want to eat is out in the open. You can have it if you want to, and you're listening to your hunger hormones and signals that your body is telling you about whether or not it's time to eat and how much you should be eating. It also helps you connect with the reasons that you eat certain foods. You can start to be more mindful of whether or not you're eating because you're feeling stressed or there's an emotional reason, sad, happy, what your triggers are or what your reasons are for eating. One of the big goals for many intuitive eating plans is that the focus becomes on your health instead of diet. So you're not restricting, you're just thinking, how can I become healthier? So there are many intuitive eating plans out there. So while some are eat everything in the entire world, sit down with your meal, focus on how you're feeling and whether or not you're full or you're hungry and the reasons behind your eating. Others might be a little bit more on differentiating between foods that are going to help energize you or help you feel full longer and foods that might make you feel hungrier sooner. It really depends on the program that you're following. But at the end of the day, it comes down to the signals that you feel in your body as to whether you're hungry, you're full, you're ready to eat, and how much. So, should you do it? I think first off that there are parts of this strategy that should be implemented in any plan. It is liberating to know that you can have any food you want and there is no restriction. And I actually agree with that. We do that inside of my program as well. Nothing is off of the table. You need to negotiate whether it's worth it for you and whether you want to eat it or not. And this is absolutely going to help you stay more consistent long term because it's not a I can or I can't. It's not it's bad, it's good. It is, do I want this thing? And what is the trade-off for me? But what we do know with age is that for women, as estrogen levels drop, there's a shift in hunger hormones as well. So major hormones that are supposed to be in charge of telling you when you're full and when you're hungry, they're not working quite as well as they used to. One of the main hormones that changes is ghrelin. That is the hormone that tells you when you're hungry. This is usually more balanced when estrogen is present because estrogen kind of dictates whether or not your hunger hormone is going to be more active. Leptin, the full hormone, it also shifts. We also know that there are shifts in glucose sensitivity. So depending on what you eat, especially if all foods are on the table, you could feel really hungry again only a few hours after eating. And it's all the hormones that are telling you you're hungry, and it's a deception in those signals. So for intuitive eating that banks so heavily on those signals, intuitive eating might not work properly. And from a subjective standpoint, what I've seen more often than not is that over time, women aren't able to lose weight if that is a part of their health journey. And in fact, for many, they start gaining weight and they don't know why. And the big reason is because they were banking on hunger hormones that just weren't accurately giving them feedback that they needed. My point is, at the end of the day, do whatever works for you and consistently gets you results long term. But if you're starting to feel that you're not getting results with intuitive eating, maybe do one of the different forms of intuitive eating that still gets you to write down the food groups that you have so that, for example, you can start to place that maybe you're feeling hungrier after certain foods over others. In the case of my clients, I got them to write down what they were eating, but they were still following the intuitive guidelines. They were just able to take part of that intuitive eating where they could assess what they were eating and what made them feel better, what helped them feel full, and what made them feel hungry more consistently. Because truthfully, what you measure you manage. You definitely have to find something where you don't feel like you're restricted, that you have that freedom, that you are liberated from diet culture. But it's a fine line because nutrient needs do shift with age. Hunger hormones shift with age. And banking alone on intuitive eating might just not be enough. If you'd like to learn exactly how to blend non-restrictive eating habits with the science-backed strategies for fat loss, strength, and optimal health over 50, then join my free masterclass. The link is in the description. Inside, we'll talk about the 3-phase food and fitness formula every woman over 50 needs to know, and we'll do it in a way that brings freedom to your food choices.